Steve, we had some of those lines that Yvonne was just recapping for us, that there's no rush, that they want to do a right deal. Aren't those two things, the right deal and to push the North Koreans to reduce their nuclear arsenal, aren't those two things one and the same?
Yeah. Well, you know, this is probably the root of why the White House has said we've built up expectations too high. This is dismantling years and years and years of distrust and, of course, in the later years, building up a nuclear arsenal by the North Koreans. It's not going to come all undone overnight unless it goes undone badly, right? So you have to take this cautiously and slowly, and that's perhaps where this trust building is happening between Donald Trump and Kim Jong-Un. I was straining hard here on the street corner to hear every single word. One thing I did hear Donald Trump saying, he thanked Kim for stopping those missile tests. The last missile test that we got that flew over Hokkaido was, I believe, September of 2017. So that is, what, about a year and a half now without a missile test. So that is a step by the North Koreans to help build trust and allow the United States perhaps to, down the road, offer some relief in those sanctions or some other sort of concession. And it goes both ways as well. Donald Trump has agreed now twice on the global stage to meet with Kim Jong-un, legitimizing him. Keep in mind, let's put this in historical perspective. A year ago, when I was standing there in North and South Korea, or South Korea, at the DMZ, when Moon Jae-in and Kim Jong-un met at the Panmunjom Peace Village, shook hands, stepped across the border to each other's countries, that was really the first time we had heard genuinely Kim Jong-un's voice. And now, a year later, we have a second summit between the President of the United States and Kim Jong-un. We've made a lot of progress, but to think overnight he's going to give up his sole bargaining chip, that's, you know, wishful thinking from this reporter's perspective.
Right. And Steve, you know, there was a question that was shouted to Kim Jong-un by a U.S. reporter asking how confident he was in this talks. And the one response he said was, he's not pessimistic. The fact that the president now is saying that he's in no rush, I think Kim Jong-un, does he come out here as a winner?
Well, winners and losers. There's always a winner and a loser, and it depends on whose perspective you're asking. Again, they're talking, right? And that is a good thing. They are at least cordial. There was some ill blood, if you will, in the beginning part of this whole process when the North Koreans and the South Koreans met in Panmunjom before that historic handshake between Moon Jae-in and Kim Jong-un, when the South Koreans almost immediately brought up the issues of human rights. Now, the issues of human rights in the North are extremely important, but that set the thing off on the wrong foot, and even the North Koreans bristled and returned to their side of the border and said, we're not going to have talks in the afternoon if it's going to start like this. This is a slow process that's all about mutual trust and trust building. So this is all part of that grand scheme. And if Donald Trump is saying, you know, we're in no hurry, okay, they're in no hurry. This is a long game.